Hello, it's me again, Ben Granoff. I'm here for the joyful celebration of visual storytelling. What's this show called? Is it a show? I don't know. Recently, today in CKRS, CKRS means a great deal to me. Today in CKRS, it was asked what jobs all these, cartoonists and pro cartoonists and indie cartoonists and would-be cartoonists and dreamer cartoonists, what these people do for a living and how they find balance in their professional work, or how they find loopholes that allow them to perhaps create comics outside of the comics industry. And boy, my friends, have I got a tale to tell you. I think that I can't say this loudly enough. If you want a job making comics, seek out social service agencies. These are agencies that provide services, for example, to disabled people or homeless people or marginalized people of any type. I spent many years working as an art specialist at AHRC. It's an acronym that doesn't stand for anything anymore. And that's because the organization is so old, it's nationwide, that when it started, I don't know when, let's call it 85 to 100 years ago, the R in AHRC stood for, it was for retarded children. So, because they built their brand on this acronym, but, couldn't change their brand, they now are AHRC. That's it. I spent a lot of time sort of tiptoeing around this fact when I was trying to support my artists, because it was very difficult for comics people who are sometimes a little obtuse to read between the lines of what I was telling them when I said I support artists as an art specialist at DAHABS, ... And they would say, I don't know what any of those terms mean. And it was it was almost too mawkish to say, well, I support disabled cartoonists. And that's what I did for 3 years. I got the job through my comics retail manager, Dimitros Fragaskatis. I was working at Midtown Comics Grand Central for about 2.5 years. And then I left. It was the weekend of the 2016 election. I was going to get married. I left my comics retail job and I transitioned full-time as an art specialist at AHRC. It was quite the time. I have this fantastic photo mimicking the cover of ASM 50 of Spider-Man No More, of my Midtown Comics t-shirt in the trash as I walked away from that job. Iconic, hilarious. I'll try to share it. Anyway, these are the books. These are some of the books. They didn't all survive, I guess. But these are the ones that did all these years later. The job was furloughed with COVID, and it had pretty much run its course. And at this point, my career has sort of transitioned into college education. I've been teaching at a film school in Manhattan for the last 7 years, and full-time for, I think, the last 2. I teach a range of classes there. And so this experience was another, in the chain of educational jobs that I've had since, before I became a professional. Blah blah blah. All right, let's get into the comics. These are some of the best kinds of comics. These are zines. I would show up at the art studio. My job was to be creative in whatever way I deemed possible. They had photocopiers. These were full admin, full service admin spots, these DAHABs. And so I was like, well, let me use the photocopier. And so we did. So here we have, this is, I feel like I'm not supposed to say anyone's name here, although why would anyone get litigious for me saying, hey, great job, Diego. You worked hard and made we worked together to make this Back to the Future, moment to moment adaptation of Back to the Future. Here's Diego explaining how much it means to him. And then basically what the process here was that I would watch, a unit, say, okay, this unit of time in the film can fill a unit of the page, and then I'd lay it out and break it down and sort of, I think I would do the lettering, and then Diego would pencil these based on stills from the film. So you'll notice moments and compositions that are quite memorable. If you've seen Back to the Future a combined 10,000 times, like me and Diego had, perhaps you'll recognize there's the Jailbird Joey cake sliding in there, and then I think I went in there with some the tone, so you can sort of see my hand in these, and these were great collaborations. I mean, that's it. What I came to learn and understand about comics and comics as religion is that sometimes you lift your collaborators up and sometimes they lift you up. And there's value and there's joy to be had on both sides of that equation. So I'm curious in the comments to know who's been a collaborator of yours that you felt lifted you up, and who did you feel you lifted up? I think it's a very honest question, and we can certainly embrace it. I think that's sort of the moving forward positive ecosystem kind of thing that we need to focus on. Anyway, this is Diego's Back to the Future. This is like, yeah, it ends, Stella, one of the goddamn kids ran into my car. Great. And then the back cover is like that. You know me. You know me. I do that whenever I can. So that was Diego Franchica's Back to the Future. This is the same. This is the first one we did, Ninja Turtles. These things meant so much to him. And you can sort of, if you read these, this is the adaptation of the pilot. You can see my hand coming in with the colored pencils. Obviously, I'm like helping the fellow out a little bit as I can. And there are places where I'm scripting, and you can sort me. You can see my sardonic wit is sort of at play. If anyone who pauses these, there's a few. I think there's actually a few really cool and funny sort of laughs to be had. Where's my favorite one coming up? Here it is, where he tells them, oh, let me do a little scripting. Wow, this is some of Diego's best scripting. Leonardo, your weapon is the katana sword, and you'll be the leader of the team. Raphael, your weapon is the sai, and you'll always struggle to control your horrible attitude. Good luck. Donatello, since you're so smart, your weapon is the wooden bow stick. Again, good luck, Mr. Scientist. Michelangelo, your weapon is the deadly and illegal nunchucks. Now stay out of trouble, you party dude. So that was kind of the vibe that we were going for here. And I think that as far as adaptive, joyful works go, not so bad, right? There's some fun stuff going on here. Great. Terrific. Vanilla Ice. That's nice. That's nice to see. And coming soon from Diego Franchica. This book that we already looked at. This is the Gifford trilogy. Oh, no. There's another one. Oh, I think my daughter got it. Anyway, the most important one is the hip hop dance battle, which is told entirely in rhyme. Gifford was one of the cartoonists that had some really interesting work in Will Hoffneck's H%C. This baller book belongs to, and there's the city. So basically, it's a history. It's a history of hip hop, told through rhyme, etc., etc. It's about I don't know what it is. The Master Kings. G might show up and said, "It's time you homeboys used your heads." Oy vey. This is, so anyway, we got this one. Ben the Fairy King and Gifford the Wizard Prince. This book is worth a lot of money, and that money belongs to, that could be you. That could be your name right there. So this was Gifford's work. Terrific. What's this? Harrison Bergeron. This is not from. This is when I was in an after-school program. Hey, another thing you can do as a cartoonist is you can blah blah blah. You can work in an after-school program, which I did for the Child Center of New York. This is 2012. Was it 12 years ago? Wow. This is an adaptation. This is, first of all, let me just say, this is the best. This is literally the best middle school in Queens. I'm not kidding. They had won that award multiple times when I was working there. And so I had all these kids reading Harrison Bergeron, and then I'd be like, all right, these paragraphs are yours. I gave them I gave them a design, like a design Bible, which, you can see the style changing. Look at this person being so innovative. All this person's comics were like this. And then every kid's style comes through. Every kid has this like anime inspired thing. This is wild. All right, so this is an AHRC, but this is another. Oh yeah, Ben coming in with the screen tones, obviously. Okay, that's nice. Okay, this is the raison d'etre. This is the work of Chris Forbes. A novel presentation, Mission Stellar, Odyssey of the Universe, illustrated by Christian S. Forbes. Witness for the first time in color / black and white of science fiction of the century. If you dare to enter the universe, you'll better run for your eternal life. So this is absolutely like outsider brilliance. You will learn there were insights into a person's personality in this comic that would not be readily observed through conversation. The kind of guy that would like speaks in movie quotes and stuff like that. That was a very interesting thing that I noticed. Another interesting thing I noticed is that some people would speak English in the style of dubbed, translated Japanese. Go figure. All right, so this is Mission Stellar. What's my introduction here? I have a little intro here. It's a pleasure to work with the guy. And these are like one-page vignettes that are sort of connected to each other. And there's like within every like panel and composition, you can sort of see where this person is pulling from. What comic? What first comic did this person really like? Psycho Bonkers and Malibu's Elvin. These were books that this person randomly was like, oh yeah, I'm really into these books. I was like, I have never heard of those books. And I was like, oh, there they are, books. So that's my favorite thing about comics, that no matter in culture and media, no matter how much you know, there's always an entire world of new stuff. All right, onwards. Look at this. I don't think I was helping him at all with this. I might have. No, I think this is all him. There might be a few places where I'm coming in with like shading, like I must have used the blending stuff on. I don't know, maybe not. Crazy transformational alien mythology stuff that this guy just pulled out of his hat. It just fell. He would do this in any genre. I had fantasy, science fiction, stuff that was just sort of like trope cobbled together. This is the funniest one. Bon appetit, sire. Purple slop surprise. First you eat, blah. Uh-oh, too much purple slop. Servant, clean it up now. I'm afraid it's not necessary. My cook is missing, but Emperor Frag's servant is missing. What guards find the cook? Yes, sir. So it's this stream of consciousness stuff. Oh, look at the incredible violence here of the astronaut escaping his spider web cocoon and slash. He bloodily slashes all of these guys' legs off. He stands there with the bleeding. This is great comics. Like, what are we missing here? The biggest problem that I had with this stuff, like I said, because I couldn't be direct about its nature, but I would be at conventions tabled up with these guys behind the table, and it was very interesting. I remember one pro who always tables at New York City shows, who saw me bringing in disabled people and switched his name tag so he wouldn't be sitting next to us. What a move. I saw other people, champions. There would be champions of comics journalism who I would try to flag down and say, hey, what's up? This is what we're doing. And they did not understand that there were marginalized cartoonists who all they wanted to do was participate in the culture. And I could not for the life of them get the light switch to click on and be like, all you have to do is give this person a single dollar bill and validate them, and you'll allow them to participate in the comics culture in a way that they never dreamt that they possibly could have. And for comics people, because comics is by its nature not a very nurturing or friendly place, as everyone's trying to claw their way out of the bucket or whatever, they couldn't figure it out. It was really, I'd say that was probably one of the most like meaningful comics will break your heart kind of things, where we had like these people who just wanted to participate, and it was a struggle for you know, people to figure out what was going on with that. I don't care about sales myself. I don't have the entrepreneurial drive. I don't like tabling at cons. I find it weird. I'm not good enough with people. This is amazing. Look at this. I think I might. I think I have more of a hand in this one. You can see me. Am I? Maybe just telling them things like, oh, spot blacks and this and that. This is definitely my shading of this dragon. So that was very, it was a little disheartening. Look at this. This is absolutely cribbed from John Milius, Conan the Barbarian. Yeah, I drew some of this. Yeah, I definitely drew this. I think I drew this background. I drew these, yeah, for sure. Okay. Yeah, this is like absolute. It's like Dragonheart meets Conan the Barbarian. It's unbelievable. Look at this guy. Art Tech is a Bronx-based community center for artists of all creative backgrounds to express themselves through a variety of creative media. Art Tech is an art studio that offers opportunities for artists to express themselves through traditional media such as drawing, painting, photography, and innovative technologies such as virtual reality. It was a bureaucratic nightmare to get anything done, but I'm so glad that we did. This is Draco the Dragon Rider. This is the solo edition. Ah, here we are. Space Dreams. You want to see something crazy? Not crazy. Something crazily talented, I should say. Let's see. These digital works fell out of Cynthia Solo's Medibang, I think, was her program of choice, though maybe eventually it became Procreate. Like, it was just like the rendering. She would look at all my drawings and just she'd be like, hey, you're not doing it right. These fell out of her Apple Pencil. Unbelievable. Space Dreams. It's very nice. This one, I think I drew this whole one, and I think it was scripted by a guy in his group. There we go. Comics. There we are. This is nice. Look at this. Comics from the Joseph T. Weingold Center, Woodside, Queens, NYC, baby. With art by me. So the first part is the AHRC Superheroes, written by Flavio Nardelli and his crew. Superheroes show us how to be our best selves. They show us that we can be heroes too. Oh, that's the vibe here. What's this? Dracula and Castlevania on page 11. Written by Kevin Kamano, Nintendo superfan. I can't wait to show you. This is the funniest fucking comic. Movie posters we'd like to see. Silver Thumb, Sunshaker, and more. Written by Jimmy Oh my God, I forgot about this. This is so funny. So here we've got, generic Doctor Strange, Catwoman, Iron Man, and the Flash. And they're going to go to Seatown. This is like a good comic. They're going to Seatown, and this guy steals the broccoli. Shoplifter! So they track him down, and they get him to... He gets all upset because he lives in a group home, and there's a bully in his group home. He takes his food, and he's left without a choice. My roommate is a terrible person. He verbally abuses me, calling me an idiot. You shouldn't listen to him. You have to stand up for yourself. Be strong. Don't take orders from him. That's easy for you to say. You have nobody to push you around. You think you're better than me with your superpowers? And then they explain that they all, in fact, have their own challenges and disabilities. That's not true. I have seizures sometimes. What do you mean? We have disabilities too. I don't know. I didn't write this. Flavio's on IG, so I hope he sees this video. I don't want to go back to the terrible residence with him there. He will, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So this guy, splash page, he's with the broccoli, repenting for his ways, and then they go back to his group home, and the home leader is very cruel, and this guy's on the, look at this, look at the tension. Look at, I did a nice job here building the tension with this guy's emotions. And then Simone, this is his bully. What the hell is wrong with you? Nothing goes right for me. I always get in trouble. I'm afraid of him. He yells at me all the time, and here he is yelling. And then Simone stands up for himself. It was something about being in these art studios that I had access to great creative flow. I drew every day. I drew for like 4 hours a day every day, 5 days a week for several years. I did so much work. Okay, this is the one. Oh my God. This is the one. This is the reason we're here. Is Night Girl the reason we're here? It could be, but really the reason we're here is for whatever this is called. It's Kevin Kimano's Dracula and Castlevania. The night is dark. Kevin Kimano wrote this. The night is dark. Oh my God, it's scary. Ha ha ha. Welcome to Transylvania. Not to be confused with Hotel Transylvania, which is trademarked. The villagers are scared of Dracula. Oh man. We live in the village, not in some stinking castle, because he drinks their blood. Duh. That's what vampires do. There needs to be a brave hero. Somebody who can stop Dracula from being evil. Somebody like Simon Belmont. But the version from the games, not from the Captain N cartoon. That guy was more like Simon Cowell instead of a manly hunter. I have a great photo of this guy. I did a bunch of comics with this guy. Okay, let me explain more about Castlevania. The Belmont family clan has been trying to destroy Dracula for generations. They all use whips, like Indiana Jones. Sometimes they do kill him, but Dracula keeps coming back with a vengeance. It's kind of annoying, but that's villains for you, baby. Christopher Belmont, can't forget about that guy. He's Simon's father. Unfortunately, he was killed by Dracula. Trevor Belmont is a different guy. You can play him in Castlevania 3. You ever play that game before? A side note, I have only found success playing the first 3 levels of the first Castlevania. Anything else is way above my challenge rating. Okay. Richard Belmont is another who tries to destroy the bloodthirsty vampire. I like Dracula. Are you not scared of Dracula? The gravestones and crosses are frightening. They remind us that death is everywhere. Beware of the zombies. They eat human flesh. Ugh. Some video game bosses can be really hard. The giant bat is not one of those. Just throw a bunch of axes at him. He's too easy. Collect the orbs so you can hear the victory jingle. However that goes. Whatever. There's more of this. Look at this. This is like one of the best comics ever made. As you go through the castle, you have to face Dracula's minions. Why do villains have these minions anyway? That's a good question. After the giant bat, we got the Medusa. She's a Greek lady from ancient mythology. She'll turn you to stone. Ouch! Then there's the Frankenstein monster. Why is he in Transylvania? That's weird. You know, he was created by Dr. Frankenstein, not Dracula. After that, it's the twin mummies. I can't believe I'm reading this whole thing. What was Dracula thinking, stealing monsters from all over the world just to stop the Belmont clan? Why would Dracula hire the Grim Reaper, the Lord of Death, just to hang out in his house? Don't you like his scythe, though? There are so many actors who play the Draculas. Christopher Lee, Count Dracula, and Count Dooku. I like him. Adam Sandler is an okay animated voice actor for Dracula. Gary Oldman is so creepy the way he hypnotizes people. Look into my eyes. Not me. I don't turn into a bat like Dracula does. I am not a vampire. Right? Right? This is maybe the best comic I ever made. What's this? These are movies. This is like very Mad Magazine. Jimmy Martin Presents. Oh, these are all the Jimmy Martin Presents movies. Silver Thumb. He's haunting the mines while planning his... These are so funny. Jimmy Martin Presents H2O. This was his favorite. Looks harmless. Sounds harmless. Looks are deadly. They gave me a choice. Prisoner of the Army. From the guy who brought you Silver Thumb and H2O, Sounds Harmless, Looks Are Deadly. Jimmy Martin Presents Agent Academy. Bond. Principal Bond. His own universe. Jimmy Bond Martin Presents Four Lights, You're Out. This is like look at this. This is like a Mad Magazine bit. Dr. No has a bro. Dr. Deathtrap. Look at these logos I did. I've never done anything this good ever again. Scarfro. Rubies, not diamonds are forever. Rubies last a long time. I love it. So basically, yeah, I had such a good time. Here's Puella Comicos. You can follow this, what is it? Studio Plaquilla. This one is a manga. This one opens, look at this. Monochrome manga. Opens from right to left. It tells you we're going right to left. This one you can really see me coming in with the shading. Yeah, there's like very, Ben Granoff-esque rendering in this one. Look at this high angle. Look at the lettering. Look at what Gabby's lettering. No aims guide. This came right out. It was a lettering superpower. She could have a job as an indie comics letterer. No question. Without doubt. She'd be very good at it. If anyone needs to hire a hand letterer, let me know. This person is available, I'm sure. Terrific. Look at this. Look at this nice rendering I did. Pat myself on the back for this one. This is a really fun insult. Someone calls someone a sassy, gassy creep. I don't know. So funny. Yeah, then I stopped rendering. Okay, great. I wish I could remember what it was a very tropey approach, but it wasn't ineffective. So these are the comics that I made at AHRC. And listen, there's one more. If you're a maker and you are trying to find a way to just make comics, and maybe do a little good for your community. I never hurt anybody, right? Art specialist at a social service agency is literally the job. It's literally a job made for cartoonists who like working with people, who like all kinds of comics. If you like outsider art, you want to make it happen. What a way to do it. Okay, so that's my video. Good day. Von Bodie, I'm a Cheech wizard, never quitting. So won't you listen? Semper Comics. Join the conversation. Correct all my mistakes in the comments. Good day.